Chapter 1: The Disguised Aristocrat. Isabelle Dupont, the daughter of a once powerful aristocratic family, arrives at the hidden bookshop on Rue de la Vieille Draperie in disguise as a commoner, determined to escape the revolution's wrath. The clamor of the Paris streets echoed through the narrow alleys, but Isabelle Dupont did not hear it. The world around her was a haze, a blur of muffled sounds and hurried movements, the frantic heartbeats of a city on the edge of destruction. She pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders, the coarse fabric unfamiliar against her skin. The smell of fresh bread from a nearby boulangerie mingled with the stench of soot and grime from the ever-bustling streets. It was a world she no longer knew, a world of revolution, of change, of destruction. Isabelle's fingers brushed over the faded brickwork of the building she had just entered, a small, hidden bookshop tucked away from the view of those who would see it as a symbol of the old aristocratic France. Rue de la Vieille Draperie. The name itself was a quiet echo of times long past, and yet, it was here, in this forgotten corner of Paris, that she had found refuge. The shop was dark, the faint light from the single lantern near the door casting long shadows across the cramped interior. Shelves lined the walls, crowded with books of all shapes and sizes, some so ancient that their leather bindings were cracked and brittle. The air was thick with the musty scent of old paper and ink, the smell of a world that seemed to belong to another time. Isabelle paused at the threshold, her breath shallow, unsure whether to take the next step. It had been 2 weeks since the fall of her family, 2 weeks since the last whisper of her father's name had been heard in the court of the monarchy. 2 weeks since the revolution had torn apart everything she had known, and now, here she stood in a place that felt like a graveyard for the past. She had arrived with nothing but her name, now buried, and a desperate need to hide. A creaking sound broke through her thoughts. She turned toward the back of the shop, where a figure emerged from the shadows. Lucien, the bookseller, was tall and thin, his face hidden under the dim light, but his presence was undeniable. His gaze held something sharp and calculating as he studied her, as if reading not only her disguise but also the truth she buried beneath the layers of dirt and borrowed clothes. "Ah," Lucien said, his voice low and careful, "so you've come. I didn't expect someone of your stature." Isabelle's eyes flickered to the floor, avoiding his gaze. "I have nothing left," she replied, her voice steady but heavy. "I need a place to disappear. And I'm willing to work." Lucien nodded slowly, his eyes lingering on her for a moment longer before he stepped aside. "Then you'll find this place to your liking. But understand this, everyone here has a secret." Her chest tightened, and she stepped across the threshold, the door shutting behind her with a soft thud.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?